Hello Libra, and welcome to your March shadow work reading. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that this month's workshop is all about building a healthy spiritual practice. I'm really excited about this workshop because I feel like it's definitely something that's needed. We're going to be reevaluating our spiritual practice for every single area of our life, and I'm going to be launching my workbook that addresses what your practice looks like on a daily, weekly, and monthly level. So I'm really excited about it. Definitely make sure you sign up for tickets. The link will be down below. And with that being said, let's get started. So let's see what's going on with Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for their March shadow work. What does Libra need to know? Sun, Moon, and Rising for their March shadow work. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay. It's just okay. All right. Y'all got a lot of things going on. Okay, so for March, Libra, there's quite a bit of things going on. First and foremost, I feel like you guys this is kind of like screaming at me. The phrase looking at how somebody has impacted your self-worth is what's coming up. It's like screaming at me from the cards. You guys are taking a very deep look at how somebody else's actions, how somebody else's words has actively manipulated you, has actively kind of allowed you to second guess yourself, and this is why the bottom of the deck looks like the way it does. Has allowed you to second guess yourself, has allowed you, it's almost like you guys were dealing with like a narcissist. It kind of put you in a position where part of your Venus energy, that Venus energy, you see all of this like toxicity right here, there's a lot of gaslighting. Here. But you see this card, the Nine of Pentacles to me is like the Empress card, but in the Pentacle suit, which makes sense because, you know, Venus, it is a very, very earthy sign, and it rules fertility, not only within like the womb, but also within like the ground, like fertilizing the ground. And if you look at, you know, the symbolism in the gown that she's wearing, it also gives you insight of its connection to Venus as well. So this card is very, very layered, but it gives a lot of Venus vibes. So the fact that this is in reverse for you guys for March tells me that you guys are starting off the month navigating through a lot of emotional upheaval. Like, it feels very much like you guys have been emotionally and mentally like manipulated. This is giving Euphoria, like Nate and Maddie and Cassie vibes. There's definitely a lot of like narcissism with this. I feel like you guys are coming to terms and reflecting within some relationships that you've had about, you know, where like what the wrongs are, what the goods are. You're having a lot of breakthroughs and realizations, especially in the middle of the month, because you guys have to understand that when you guys are, you know, when the season's about to start like changing into the next over, especially Aries, cardinal seasons affect cardinal signs, okay? And so that extra boost of energy that we all are going to like get when Aries season comes through is something that you're gonna definitely feel at your core, but it's gonna force you to come into this realization. And this is why this is like the last card when it comes to moving into Aries season. You will see this journey of you processing the shit show that has been how people have been treating you and what you have allowed people to get away with because you care about them, or because you have feelings for them, or because you want to you just wanted to share that love and have that partnership. There's a lot of verbal manipulation. There's a lot of narcissistic behavior here. And ultimately it put you in a position where you're not yourself, and you haven't been yourself for a hot minute, and you haven't felt like yourself for a hot minute. And because you haven't felt like yourself, you have put yourself in the position where now you have to regain back all of that strength, and you have to kind of analyze the words, especially because you're an earth sign. So you really need to balance out. This is why the bottom of the deck looks the way it does. It's a hot mess of the mind because the emotional component has been very manipulative. Okay. This person has been very, very manipulative and has been causing a lot of emotional and mental turbulence. Your dreams, definitely, if you haven't even been sleeping or have been having a lot of like, it feels like, oh, there's a lot of self-harm, but there's also a lot of trauma triggering here. And it feels like this person is a narcissist. I'm getting narcissistic behavior. And I also feel like there's been like a whole entire third-party situation with the situation itself. So it's almost kind of like gaslighting you and what you believe about it, and then like it's like tearing you up, and then trying to listen to your intuition, but your intuition is telling you, you know, you gotta go, but then you don't want to because you care about the person. It's very layered, but it's gotten to the point where it's so toxic, right? It's so toxic that you are not yourself. You're not feeling like yourself. You're not being yourself. It's just not, you're not being you. And because you're not being you, you're not at your strongest right now. Things are a little bit more chaotic, and you need to focus on your strength, maintaining your strength, and really rebuilding yourself right now, because it feels like you guys need a lot of love, and you guys need to focus on your strength, your own personal strength. You need to like also protect yourself from this person. You definitely do not need to be entertaining this nonsense right now. Especially because you guys are a very, very powerful, overall, you guys are always like been a very, very powerful sign for a lot of change, and it feels like there's a part of you guys that is kind of lost in the sauce of a lot of the toxicity that's happening. Spiritually, your spirits definitely want and are trying to help you in this shift that needs to happen, especially because you need to realign yourself back into your growth and abundance. Okay, that's part of this is why the Venus energy plays a huge role into your reading, because you have so much potential to get so much done for what it is that you want. But if you don't put in the work, you're just not gonna reap the benefits. You're not gonna reap the benefits from it. So it's really, really important right now for you to focus on realigning yourself and tapping back into that Venus energy so you can get back on track of your growth and abundance, and focus on your pleasure and focus on what it is that you want, especially moving forward into this year. You should be focusing on some glamour magic and some strength work during this time. And this is like, there's a part of this that is almost like you lost yourself to the point that you kind of almost forgot about your abilities, about your power, and you need to kind of retap into that shit, because you're a powerful being, and you've been kind of allowing people to, you know, create a certain narrative about what's going on, what you should care about, who you are. Like it's a very layered situation, but I feel like you need to not lose yourself in it. There's definitely not lose yourself in the situation. It's not worth it. Archangel Michael, what does Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to know for their March 2022 shadow work? Oh, wow. Okay, so let me just grab this one because it fell on the floor. Okay. So the first one that you're getting for this month is self-respect, and admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Okay, so Archangel Michael is just being blunt. We're just being blunt. Definitely a focus. This is what I mean about the whole self-respect and making sure that you're not losing yourself in this, because it already feels like you have lost yourself in this situation. And you need to get yourself back. You need to like respect yourself enough to admit yourself that this is not it. Okay, this is not it. This is not the one. This is not where you should be. This is not what we're about to do. This is not it. Okay, and I feel like the second that you admit the truth to yourself and you have that realization and that breakthrough, things are going to end up changing, because then you're going to have to analyze how you have allowed yourself to weaken yourself for this other person in this situation itself, and how it's just been it's been very detrimental to your spirit of like who you are as a person, like who you are to your core. Okay, you definitely need to accept some facts and admit that you have been self-harming yourself by allowing people to manipulate you the way that they have been. And it puts you in a position where you almost weakened yourself and you allowed someone to take your power from you. But it's kind of like, you know, you can get that shit back. You guys are Libras. The second you make that decision to switch gears, you guys can like really literally bring it right back. So, you know, it's all about you getting back on track. Okay, Libra, sun, moon, and rising, March, shadow work. Okay, so we are getting what do you need to release, and we're getting work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Okay, and this is facts. This is facts, because you do need to release this person, the situation. It gotta go. It has put you in a position where you are weakened, where you're not yourself, where you can't be your best, where you cannot, you know, like, you just, it's not for you. It's literally not meant for you. The situation is like really, really bad. It's just not, and you know it in your spirit that is not meant for you, but it's like, it's been a lot of entertaining of the thing, you know, it's been a lot of entertaining of the thing, but it's time for you to like, especially address how you feel, especially right now, about being alone. Because you guys rule committed relationships, you guys have a really hard time when it comes to, you know, being by yourself. You guys like to be paired up, generally speaking. And so when you guys have to kind of release something, especially when you're not the ones that are right now in control of it, it can feel really heavy, and it can feel like, you know, it can feel like, oh my God, like I'm gonna put myself in a position where I'm gonna be alone. And you guys hate that, but you can't fear, you know, yourself and your own strength. And you 1000% deserve better than this. And it's just, oof. Like, stop fearing being alone, and stop fearing like you're not gonna find anybody. Like, you guys literally rule the thing. You guys will be fine. Okay, you guys literally will be fine. But I need you to like manifest better relationships, because this ain't it. This is not it. Okay, this is not it. Okay, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. Libra, sun, moon, and rising, March 2022, shadow work. There we go. Okay. So we got contemplation, okay? We have dreaming and awareness, okay? And this is what I mean about you guys having to accept the situation for what it is. Because while, I mean, I feel like there is a part of you guys that is kind of like just wishes that things would have turned out differently. Like, oh my God, if only this person wouldn't treat me this way, then maybe it would work out. If only. You can say that all you want, but that's not going to change the situation, because this person is not looking to change who they are. They're going to treat you this way, like, period. That's just who they are. And you need to realize that this situation is just not, it just ain't it. It's just not it for you. I feel like you dream and you have like this vision of it working out differently. And while you can kind of see how that can play out differently if this person chose different actions or different choices, that doesn't mean that that's what they want to do. And I think you need to accept that. You really need to accept what other people are actively trying to show you about who they are, who they're trying to be with you, how they're trying to grow with you or not grow with you at the end of the day. Okay. For your shadow work cards, you got magical math shifter, talisman, and compass. Okay, because you do need to take control right now, and I feel like you also need to, you know, do some energy healing. I would highly recommend working with crystals during this time, and making sure that you are, you know, really kind of looking at how you can help yourself spiritually. And I feel like in part of that is like working with your spiritual tools right now. Definitely, if you decide to take that step and closing that door, make sure you take a spiritual bath, cleanse your energies, you know, remove certain things out of your house that have their energy linked to it, shift that out. I would also recommend definitely getting a transit reading to see how the months ahead are going to be affecting you when it comes to the year ahead. So whether it be like a solar return or some sort of transit reading, so you can focus on how, you know, the planetary energies are moving. But it's definitely time for you to make some different choices for yourself, and it's definitely time for you to really choose you in order for you to actually manifest what it is that you want. Okay, so that is your reading, my loves. I hope that it makes sense, and I hope that you guys got all of the messages that you needed. Definitely don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Definitely check out the Patreon down below, and I will see you, loves, in the next video. Bye.